Assalamu alaikum. This class is about inclusive communication or using gender neutral language. First of all, gender neutral language and inclusive communication क्या है? It is about using the neutral language all the time, because sometimes when we are using language that refers to a specific gender, that may be masculine or feminine. For example, we say man is mortal. तो मैन क्या है, व्हेन वी ट्रांसलेट इट इनटू उर्दू लैंग्वेज व्हाट वी गेट दैट इंसान फ़ानी है। हालांकि यहाँ पे मैन यूज़ हुआ है, मैन MAN मैन यूज़ हुआ है, एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू ट्रांसलेशन व्हाट वी गेट, मैन की जगह हम ट्रांसलेट करते हैं आदमी को, नहीं इंसान को, यानी उसको हम जनरलाइज कर रहे हैं फॉर ऑल ऑफ द जेंडर. So there was a wave, or there were different feministic movements. Those were led by females. They were just saying that when we are using language, that language is gender specific or male specific. So they were just in need of such a language or such terms that are all the time neutral, and they are somehow having unbiased meanings, interpretations. For example, we use chairman. So chairman क्या है? Chairman is the head of the department. But what we do, we call chairman a person who is head of the department, लेकिन उसमें हमने use किया chairman, not chairwoman. So they were of the opinion, and they objected this कि इसको हम क्यों chairman कहते हैं, chairwomen क्यों नहीं कहते, and they just started their movements regarding the bias structure of language, and for that we got a neutral word, that is chairperson. So chairperson में दोनों genders आ जाते हैं. So here in this class, like inclusive communication, we will focus on the neutral language, that how we can use our language neutral all the time. First of all, its meaning of inclusive communication is that it refers to the use of language and communication practices that respect diversity. Diversity means when you have diverse or different cultures, and you need to respect each and every one. It also focuses on avoiding exclusion or biasness. Biasness means janibdarana, or biasness means when you favor someone, or when you have intentions towards someone. Biasness को आप ये भी कह सकते हैं कि that is somehow dependent, या किसी के एक साइड लेना या जानबदाराना होना, and its opposite is to be neutral. It also represents people fairly regardless of gender identity, sexuality, and culture or background. So gender neutral language represents each and every individual neutral. Then what is gender neutral language? It avoids assuming gender where it is unknown or irrelevant. When the gender is unknown or irrelevant, for example, sometimes we have the names or the titles for someone that their genders are not clear. So gender neutral language helps us to avoid where to avoid the gender where it is unknown or irrelevant. And it also uses male centered or binary expressions as the default. It also reinforces gender stereotypes. Like what is its purpose, or what is its interpretation is कि ये क्या होता है. It is majority of the times we have seen that it is male centered, like I have just given you an example that man is mortal, and we have other such examples that focuses or that prefers only male, only men or male. So they say that the language is what male dominant. Importance of gender neutral language is it has social importance, like it recognizes gender diversity beyond the male or female binary. It promotes equality and respect. It reduces marginalization and discrimination. It supports human rights and social justice. It is you can say the benefits or the importance or the implications of gender neutral language के ये जो terms, like if we use the neutral language all the time, what will have its consequences. So it has social importance, professional importance, as well as organizational importance. Professional and organization importance includes that it creates inclusive workplace culture, it enhances employee engagement and morale, it aligns with diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. It improves corporate image and global credibility. It also reduces legal and ethical risks related to discrimination. ये क्या to sum it up, what we can yes, say that it has a very positive effect on the language, like it promotes a neutral language all the time, that is not only biased to male or female, but it is always neutral, like what just take an example that majority of the times that we say that manpower in Urdu, even we say कि उनके पास मैन पावर ज़्यादा है. So मैन पावर doesn't mean कि उनके पास सिर्फ मेल हैं ये, but man power is what? Man power means the working class or the functional class जो ये काम कर रहे हैं, that can be male or even that can be female. Then but if it is male and female, then why do we call it male man power? तो इस पे ऑब्जेक्शन थी, इसका जो बैकग्राउंड है जेंडर न्यूट्रल लैंग्वेज का, इस पे ऑब्जेक्शन थी. लेटर ऑन इट वाज जस्ट शिफ्टेड टू अ न्यूट्रल लैंग्वेज कि yes, we have to use the language neutral all the time, because if we say man power में सिर्फ मेल आते हैं, like if we translate it, but what we take the meanings, we just say that man power में वर्किंग क्लास सारी आ रही है. So if वर्किंग क्लास अगर आती है, then what should we do? We should call it female power, क्योंकि female भी उसमें है. No, we should use a term that is neutral and that is general for all of us, and for that a neutral term is we can say workforce or staff. Here are the key principles of gender neutral language, like there are some certain words that can be used neutrally and that are gender biased. For example, chairman is someone who is head of the department and he is male. So for that what we do, we have a neutral word. We don't say chairwoman, but we say chairperson. Same is the case with policeman kya, like a police officer who is male, but what we do, we call it a police officer, not a policeman but a police officer. पुलिस ऑफिसर क्या है, उसमें मेल भी हो सकता है, दैट कैन बी ऑल्सो फीमेल. वी हैव फायरमैन इज अगेन रेफरिंग टू अ मेल डोमिनेंट और अ मेल पर्सन. We have a neutral word for it, that is firefighter. And we have also salesman is again referring to a male person, a male salesman. For that we have a neutral word, that is sales representative. Manpower, I have already explained it. So these are some words that can be used neutrally, or that are somehow we can say gender specific words, and for a neutral language we must use all these words neutrally so that they could have a positive meanings. Then we have like how we can use a gender neutral language or gender neutral pronouns. We have example that when gender is unknown or irrelevant, use they them. Sometimes we have some gender that are unknown but we are supposed to refer them. What we do, उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, we sometimes say, for example, if I say about a gender that is not clear, we have an example of a cat, that I saw a cat, he was or she was, he has or she has. So what would we do? For such words, like we can be neutral, we can use such pronouns that are neutral, that are referring to neutral words. For example, we can use it has 4 legs, referring to the cat. So again, when we have a gender that is unknown or irrelevant, what we use plurals for them, like they and them. We have an example of it, that is each student must submit their assignment on time. So each student must submit his assignment on time, or each student must submit her assignment on time. So his student में क्या है, male female. I just take the example of your class. We have girls and boys there. So if we say each student must submit his assignment means all the boys. If we say each student must submit her assignment, her is referring again to all the girls, and we don't have but what we have to communicate is to take the whole class in a single sentence, refer the whole class in a single sentence. That is, we can use a plural pronoun, that is they or them. So the neutral structure would be each student must submit their assignments on time. I hope it is clear now. And next we have avoiding unnecessary gender references. For example, sometimes we have titles for someone, but we use gender references for them and making them biased. For example, we have manager and we call her female manager, we call him the male manager. So we must avoid these words. These are you can say presuppositions, and that is almost because of our society mutual understanding. Like if we take the example of nurse, तो नर्स हमारे माइंड में डायरेक्टली क्लिक करता है कि नर्स हमेशा क्या होती है, फीमेल होती है. बट वी डू हैव मेल नर्सेज. For that, what we do, male nurse, but in according for using this neutral language, we must avoid this unnecessary unnecessary gender references. To make them neutral, we must use nurse instead of using female nurse or male nurse. And using inclusive forms of address, we must use inclusive form. Yeah, because it is like when you are using you have to replace gender binary expressions with inclusive alternatives. How for example we say ladies and gentlemen, तो इसमें क्या है, ladies means the girls and gentlemen the boys, male and female. But instead of using such phrases or binary expressions, we must use everyone or colleagues or distinguished guests. So these are somehow neutral terms. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि all the time you have to use these terms. If you have any other good or neutral terms in your mind, in your diction or in your vocabulary, you can also use them, because our main purpose is to use the language neutrally. And dear sir and ma'am, specifically in case of applications we come across this problem कि हमें पता नहीं होता कि हमारे जो head हैं, principal हैं, वो male है या female है. So in our application we write dear sir or ma'am. या sometimes we are referring to someone head और उसका भी we are unknown about their gender, and we again use this slash dear sir or slash ma'am. So what we do use it, we can say that dear customer, dear hiring manager, dear chairperson, yeah, to whom it may concern, like who is sitting on that authoritative chair, you are referring to that. For that we have such neutral terms. You can also use like dear, or you can directly use the hiring authority. Or the head of the department. So the such terms are somehow that are neutral, like they are referring to both male and female. If male is sitting on the chair or heading the chair, you are referring to him. If there is female, so you are again referring to her, and for that you can use such neutral terms. So it was all about using gender neutral language. Here are the benefits and conclusion and also the relevance of it to the language. Just read it out, and if you find any confusion, we can discuss again and again. And also one thing to be noticed, that is inshallah during physical classes we will again take these classes physically. If you have any confusion, you can ask. Thank you.